The Kensa Splatter Shot, or Kenta Tech as people like to call it, brings back a splatter shot with suction bombs from Splatoon 1, so if you're used to that and you missed it, well, here it is. But the reason people chose the Tenta Tech in Splatoon 1 was so that they could pull off sick Inkzuka kills in order to suppress snipers from a distance, but in Splatoon 2 instead you have... Tenta missiles?
What were they thinking? Why would you the diary stop?
Tenta missiles?
Why is it red when I Tenta missiles?
Tenta missiles can also be used to suppress snipers from a distance, just not as well. Since the splatter shot is really good as a slayer weapon, your best option with this is to quickly use Tenta missiles as a pseudo echolocator to locate the position of your next targets. But as a slayer weapon, it doesn't really mesh well that you have to disengage and pull back from the front lines in order to launch the missile safely. But in all honesty, you're better off using the Tenta Tech / Octoshot instead. Splat bombs and inkjet just work better with this weapon. The Kensa's suction bombs are great for more tactical plays, but with an aggressive slayer weapon like the splatter shot, when you're rushing in, getting kills and destroying that puss, you might not have time for some tricky dick plays. One good use for suction bombs on slayer weapons is that it can help prevent the enemy retreating and force 1v1s, which the splatter shot excels at. Throwing a suction bomb behind someone will either force them to come towards you into your main weapon's range, or they can retreat from you and die from the delayed explosion that they forgot about. It can also help cutting off reinforcements from the other team coming in helping them fight you, since no one on the right mind will head towards the suction bomb, they'll just wait for it to explode first, then come towards you. Overall, the Kensa Splatter Shot is like going back and playing a game you played as a kid, only to play it nowadays and realize that it's not as good as you thought it was, and there's more recent stuff that's way better. Which is why I give it a Mario Kart 64 out of a possible Pokemon Red and Blue. Splat Bomb works well with a roller, as it does with everything, but a roller is a frontline weapon, and Bubble Blower is more of a backline special, so they don't really mesh too well. Plus, by using this set, you're giving up the curling bombs with the Splat Roller, which you can surf behind to help you sneak behind enemy lines. That being said, you can still sort of surf the same way I do for other weapons by throwing out a bomb low to the ground, then immediately using the dose vertical flick and swim through the whole path. It's not as fast or as elegant as curling bombs, but it can work. Also, Bubble Blower can help you lead the charge on the enemy clam basket when you're on offense in Clam Blitz. The bubbles will protect you and your main and sub weapons can help you pop them quicker. As far as the main weapon goes, the standard roller is the best type of roller and a great weapon overall, unlike the Flingza roller. Use the Uno swings for getting quick kills up close, use the Dose swing for dope kills at a further distance. For the Kensa roller, I give it a... Why is this game going full anime? Isn't there enough anime being shoved into all my favorite game series already? Kensa's dualies as a kid is pretty good. Suction bombs can be good suppression tools since you can throw them farther than your dually range. Everything I said earlier about the suction bombs on the Kensa Splatter Shot applies here too. You can throw them up, down, and every fucking where. Baller can serve as a good get out of jail free card as long as you activate it early enough, and you can also use it to push into enemy territory. All in all, this kit sounds really good, if you forget that the end parries exist. Dualies are lightweight frontline slayer weapons similar to the Splatter Shot. They're designed for rushing in, flanking, and getting quick kills. The kits for the other two dualies serve as weapons roll way better, especially the end parry dualies. Curling bombs and burst bombs are much more useful on a slayer weapon than the delayed explosion of the suction bombs, and while the Tenta missiles on the splat dualies aren't ideal, the inkjet of the end parries is the ultimate slayer special, as long as you're pretty alright with it. When it comes to the main weapon, you gotta try to use the dodge roll mechanic not just as a way to dodge enemy fire, but as more of a counterattack measure. Keep in mind that you shoot straighter and faster after a dually dodge roll, but you're also stuck in place after the roll for a little bit. So have an idea of where you're going to be shooting before you do the roll, and be ready to adjust your aiming reticle accordingly. If you roll too much, people will be able to predict it, so you gotta dodge while adjusting your aim, then shoot and fire quick before your opponent is able to adjust their aim. For the Kensa dualies, I give it a seriously, use the aim parries instead, out of a possible, why do all the Kensa weapons have nipple clamps attached to them? I feel like that'd get in the way? Look, I'm not even going to pretend like I play chargers. In fact, recording footage for this video was literally the first time I've used a charger in Splatoon 2. The playstyle just doesn't interest me very much. And with the Kensa charger, you're in an opposite situation of the Kensa roller. You have a backline main weapon with a frontline special. It's not ideal. But one thing you can do with this sub and special combo is have a sprinkler charge your special for you and focus on sniping. In addition, if you're playing splat zones and you have your special fully charged and need to retake the zone real quick, you can just baller in there and come all over everyone. This game's for children. Also, baller can serve as a get out of jail free card if you get flanked, especially if you're using the one with the scope. And even though I've used charges for literally one battle, I do have some advice for them, so I will now proceed to mansplain. Players with at least half a brain will attempt to take cover or dodge if you point your sniper laser at them, so about 1/3 of the players will try to dodge. So the best way to get kills from a distance with a charger is to fully charge it up, store your charge, quickly select your target, and then pop back out of the ink and shoot them. You also gotta stay mobile while using a charger. You're not a Splatoon 1 E-leader, you can't just stay in one spot for the whole match. You gotta change locations at least a little bit, or else you're gonna get flanked and lose control. But if you're using the Kensa charger, you're giving up the Stingray from the basic charger, which complements this weapon way better. So based on my limited experience with chargers, I give this Kensa Splat charger a Deja out of a Voo. All in all, the Kensa Collection 1 is pretty emblematic of its black, white, and red color scheme. I'm sure there are people who prefer dipping their Oreos in ketchup, but for the rest of us, there's probably a better option right around the corner. Now Kensa Collection 2, this right here is that real shit. That real shit. The Luna Blaster is a 2-shot kill if you miss your first shot, or is a 1-hit KO if you land it direct on your first shot. Its range is absolutely pitiful, but its high rate of fire helps make up for that. It was top tier in Splatoon 1, but it's much worse in Splatoon 2 since the ink efficiency is now horrendous and other blasters are more viable. And while it does decrease the accuracy of each shot, it helps to jump up and down while you're shooting. Mega Man's the jump and shoot man. With the Luna Blaster, you gotta be the hop and pop man. The Luna Blaster having the short range of a snail dick means it doesn't paint very well, but the sub and special for the Kensa help make up for that. I covered the new Fizzy Bomb sub-weapon more in depth in my last video, so I won't go super in depth here, but with them you can use a single charge and throw them out to surf through the thin trail that they leave to close the distance between you and your opponents so that you can attack them with your main weapon. You can also use the triple charge to attack those who'd normally be way out of your range. And Inkstorm is great for map control, which the Luna struggles to maintain by itself. And if people take some chip damage from the raid cloud first, then they may be reduced to one-shot indirect kill from the Luna. The Kensa Luna is good at applying pressure, and is one of the most capable of the 3 Lunas at getting in close to put some serious hurting on people. I give it a Black Knight's Eclipse skill from Fire Emblem 10 out of a possible moon crashing into the planet. Sloshing Machine is a mix between a bucket and a blaster, which makes it super OP, best weapon in the game. I definitely do not hate it with a burning passion. If you hit them with at least one heavy duty direct, then it's a 2-shot kill. If you only hit them with a delicate cycle, then it's a 3-shot kill. We all know I love the Sloshing Machine, and the Kensa one gets even better. Sloshing Machine is more of a mid-range support weapon, and Fizzy Bombs help with that support by helping your frontliners attack opponents outside your slosh range while you keep mid locked down. If you can hit opponent with at least one explosion of the Fizzy Bomb, you only need to hit them with one direct on your main weapon to get that KO. Splashdown is easy to get killed while using normally, but you can further support your frontliners by super jumping to them, drawing in your opponents to focus on your jump circle, and then bring down the pain train all over them. I give the Kensa Sloshing Machine an 11 out of 10. Best weapon in the game, best weapon in Call of Duty, best weapon in Halo, best weapon in Salmon Run, just like the rest of the Sloshing Machines, oh baby! At the beginning of October, everyone thought they were a Dynamo player because they all wanted to try the new special, and as soon as they start using it, they're reminded why not many people play the Dynamo, because this is basically Splatoon's hard mode. I got mad respect to the few who are really good with it because shit. It's like being able to do one-arm push-ups. It takes a lot of practice to get good at it, but once you reach a certain skill threshold, you're near unstoppable and people will want to have sex with you. The trick to using the Dynamo is instead of rolling around, you pretty much only ever want to use the flick to throw ink at a distance and use a lot of ink save remain. I guess we just had to pay for the truly great service that is Nintendo Switch Online in order for the Dynamo to begin to return to its former glory. The Kensa Dynamo is like a melding of the kits of the vanilla and gold Dynamos from Splatoon 1, in which you can use the combination of Sprinkler and the Dynamo's great turf coverage to maintain map control and charge a special super quickly, and then throw off a Booyah bomb, which I'll go more in depth on later, but basically fills the same role as Splatoon 1 Ink Strike. This trifecta excels especially in splat zones. This new Dynamo might end up being the definitive Big Dick Dynamo. It's really good at controlling space around the map and zoning people out, so I give it a nightclub bouncer out of a possible my dog somehow taking up the entire bed despite only being a quarter of the bed's size. The Pro was my first quote-unquote main in Splatoon 2, and that's because it's an extremely balanced weapon that can do anything without having to do everything. It's a mid-range shooter with a pretty alright turfing ability, pretty alright fire rate, and a 3-shot kill, but mostly it's an incredibly accurate shooter. If you know how to aim well with your gyro controls, you're gonna do great with the Pro. Is the Kensa's black and white color scheme supposed to be because it's like a flashback? Because this is essentially the sub and special combo of the original Splatoon 1 Splattershot Pro. I was hoping for their Fruity Pebbles Berry Crunch color scheme to return, and it still might, but hey, I'll take this. But also, why does it look almost exactly like the Forge Pro? Why didn't they just make it all black like the Kensa Dualies or Sloshing Machine? I honestly can't tell the difference at a quick glance during a battle. But anyway, as I said before, the Splattershot Pro is a versatile, accurate, mid-range shooter with an alright fire rate and a 3-shot kill. Splat Bombs are the most versatile sub-weapon. They're good to have in any situation, and the Booyah Bomb is a very versatile special, but more on that in a sec. This leads the Kensa Pro to be one of the most versatile weapons in the entire game. It may not be the best, and it may not be for everyone, but there's no denying that the Kensa Splattershot Pro is really good. So out of a possible Super Impreza, I give it a Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
Throw it all share you. You live an endless life forever.
Booyah Bomb, the first new special after a year. I'm not sure why they changed the name of it, since the direct translation from Japanese is, I shit you not, nice lumps. It's basically an ink strike from Splatoon 1, but instead of just launching it as soon as it's fully charged, you jump into the air, you and your team hit the Booyah button a few times to charge it up, and then you toss it where you want it to land. You cannot throw it before it's fully charged. When I first heard that your teammates have to help you charge it up, I was like, oh, that's totally gonna work well in solo, but you can charge it up by yourself pretty quickly in like 2 to 3 seconds. Also, even though you launch to the air like Splashdown, you get covered with a shield that has 500 HP and various damage multipliers and demultipliers are applied to weapons shooting at it. So unless you're not booyahing at all, or you take forever to aim, or are being shot at continuously by at least 2 or 3 members on the other team, you should have more than enough time to charge it up and launch it. Be careful though, because there is a small window during activation before the armor gets applied when you can still take damage and die as if you're normally getting shot at. But it does help to activate it away from others and from high up so that you have more aiming options. In splat zones, you can throw it at the zone on defense or in the path of people approaching the zone on offense. In tower control, you can throw it at the tower or right in front of the path of the tower to chase people off. In Rainmaker, you can throw it at the Rainmaker to help pop it, on the other side of the Rainmaker at the other team trying to pop it, or in the path of the Rainmaker carrier to help attack or defend, depends on situation. In Clams, you can throw it near the basket to help chase the other team away from it. Booyah Bomb can also do damage to enemies through the Bubble Blower special. And of course, if your team booyahs while you're charging up your lumps, they get a little boosty to their special gauge and help you charge it even faster, so it's a win-win. But the special only registers up to 5 booyahs from alive allies, so they don't need to stop everything they're doing and booyah 1200 times in a row like it's a squid party, just 2 or 3 times per person is fine. Regardless, it still helps with the charging speed, so even though when it's activated and everyone will have a prompt to booyah back, I recommend booyahing a few times at the start of a match to remind people, hey, I got the Booyah Bomb, and then booyah a few times right before you activate it to be like, hey, I'm about to Booyah Bomb. And then everyone can help you beat them
with the power of friendship.